cereal, bro.
With cereal, Tony the Tiger about to spit bars.
On one hand, you could be like, I can't believe after all this why is Crunchyroll saying subscribe to earn drops?
That's a great question. I guess you
Wait,
can subscribe to earn drops on Crunchyroll.
get rewards by purchasing or gifting subscriptions to my channel while I'm live in any category. Huh? Okay.
Cool.
Hey, thank you, Crunchyroll. They must know how much I love all that anime I've been streaming, right?
Of course, of course.
Look at that chatter. That's crazy. Okay. Is my stream actually showing this? Yes, it is. Okay. And I will stream on Discord for you as well so that you're not behind.
Slay.
Okay. Yeah, no, it really sucks though because I was like finally ready to get into like an actual schedule where it's like every day 2 to 5 I'm streaming, and every Sunday I'll have a new schedule out and it'll be this whole cool thing. And then tragedy, and now I have to get back into it again. I swear to God, every time I try to take this thing seriously, World War IV happens.
You know, people say that life's just one damn thing after another, but that's not true. The damn things overlap.
The damn things overlap. That's true. That's true. That's sage advice, Jay. That's sage advice.
Thank you. I stole it from a Tumblr post.
Hey, when I was younger, I thought myself much a scholar because I would repeat the things people said on Tumblr.com. And as I got older, I stopped having these very interesting facts to give out at every juncture, and I thought, is it because I've like blown everything I know and there's no longer anything interesting I have to give to the world? And I realized no, it's because I stopped reading Tumblr, and I was then faced with a decision, which was I either, as a grown man, go back to Tumblr, and use it as the way to make myself more interesting, or I start like reading a book every once in a while. I've gone with the book option for now, but we will see what happens in the given future. Maybe.
There is a secret third option.
What's that?
Watch a lot more Northern Lion than you currently do.
That's true. That is an option. The problem with watching, I gotta turn this volume down. The problem with just watching more Northern Lion as my third option is Northern Lion has a very specific speech pattern.
Yeah.
And I feel that if whatever I take from him will only be parroted back in that vernacular. Oh?
Of the Mount Holly
Talking.
at Reddington.
There's lore.
Publish and declare this instrument my last.
Is this Elias Bouchard?
It could be.
And hereby revoke all wills and codicils heretofore made by me.
Not the codicils, bro.
Dude, the codicils.
I give
The codicils.
and bequeath to my grandnephew, Simon P. Jones, son of my dear niece, Mary Matthew, all of my right, title, and interest in, and to the house and land which I
This
own
is one of those
Holly.
episodes from the Magnus Archives where it takes place really far back in time and they use different language and I get very bored.
Don't worry, there's not a whole lot of narration from what I've seen so far.
Of my 45 room estate. The location of the room has been kept a secret from all the staff and servants.
So there's a room in the mansion and nobody knows where it is.
Yep.
And it's our job to find it.
Have no trouble uncovering its whereabouts within a timely manner.
Okay.
Should my grandnephew fail to uncover this room or provide proof of his discovery to the executors of my will, then this gift shall lapse.
Alright, find the room or you lose everything.
In witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand 18th day of March, 1993. Herbert S. Sinclair.
Bro, I wish when all of my, like, grand relatives died, they gave me some kind of mystery puzzle to do. All I have is, like, 5 different boxes of urns now. The
Wouldn't it be nice?
art style is kind of giving me, like, Firewatch and Borderlands, like, had a baby.
Yeah, I heard that a lot. I don't have much experience with Borderlands, so I don't really
It's the
I'm
very
not like,
thick
oh my god, this is
outlines,
so
I
Borderlands.
think.
But yeah, I've seen posts that are like, Blueprints is very good, but I am incapable of taking it seriously because I feel like I'm playing a Borderlands mod.
This is very... Wow. What a view, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's not a bad looking game at all.
Not at all. But look at that reflection in the water. I always love a game that has a very good skybox. Oh, can I? Okay. I understand I'm supposed to go in there, but I'm gonna...
Yeah.
Wow. What a size of scale they've given this. 49? What does that mean?
49. You'll see.
That's how many steps I have left until they shoot me?
Pretty much, yeah. And don't worry about exploring or anything. This is the kind of game where you are going to be very rewarded for exploring stuff.
Oh, fantastic. Open only in the event of my death. Simon, welcome to Mount Holly. You may not remember, but I have fond memories of your many visits here as a young boy, and I hope these rooms provide you with as much amusement as it did in those lost summer days. By the time you read this, I will assume you are fully aware of my last wishes and all the details of the bequest. Please, do not mistake my intentions in giving you this challenge as a lack of confidence. I assure you, nothing could have been further from my mind when I chose you as my heir. With that said, there are a few ground rules of this commission covered in the fine print of my will that I feel I should bring to your attention. No tools or items may be brought onto the estate from outside. Tools and items found on the estate may not be taken off the estate. You may not stay overnight. I don't suspect that any of these stipulations should prove an impediment for someone as resourceful as yourself, but it is very important to me that you start fresh each morning and not rely on the successes of the previous day. One final word of advice. Do not assume the rooms you find today will be the same rooms you find tomorrow. These grounds have provided me a home for the last half-century, and even I am uncertain of which room lies beyond any particular door. Your grandmother used to say, "Don't go where the path leads. Abandon the path and go where you want it to lead. With all my love and wishes, best of luck, Herbert something Sinclair." Is that a J?
Yeah. That's a S.
S. Herbert S. Sinclair. Okay. So I have 40... First, I've realized I have 48 steps left. I don't know what that means. I don't know if that's like a day counter. Like I'm running out of time for this day.
There, I think, is a little note somewhere in this room.
Okay.
That tells you about the steps.
So immediately, here's what I'm realizing. A few things, right? The no tools from outside and no bring the tools out. That seems like it probably won't come up in gameplay much. Probably like that's just a in-universe reason for why I don't have like a excavator here to just find the fucking room. As for the you may not stay overnight thing, the you may not stay overnight paired with the rubes may change. I'm seeing that is the kind of roguelike element to it. My ending of the run is the end of the day, and then when I come back, the house will be different, so I can't... okay, so that's kind of interesting.
Pretty much they're explaining in character that this game is a roguelike.
Yes,
and each run you start fresh with a new random stuff.
I like that. Is that just like a broken chair? Why is it so fucking shiny? What do you have here?
It's just a fixed chair. It's just
There we go.
real fancy.
Searching in the estate can be exhausting. Each time you enter a room, you lose 1 step. When you no longer have any steps left, you will be too tired to continue searching the manor and must call it a day. Now, just to like test, right? If I go out here,
Mhm.
that's 47.
Outside is a room,
And
yeah.
then 46. So I can just go in between rooms to end it very quickly, I see. Okay.
Yeah, you can also, if you like want to end the run, you can just hit escape and hit call it a day manually.
Yeah. No jumping. I guess makes sense.
The no jumping is so off-putting in the first like 20 minutes, and then you get used to it.
The thing is, with video games, we are kind of, we're kind of expecting there to always be a jump option. That being
Mhm.
said, how many times this past year have you actually jumped in real life?
Quite a bit. I'm a
Okay.
person who jumps.
You're a jumper?
I'm a jumper.
Huh.
I just be jumping sometimes.
I do not be jumping sometimes, but that's interesting. I'm wondering if these ace and queen thing have any, if I should be remembering this.
Who fucking knows?
Yeah. I'm just,
I genuinely don't.
the clock. Ooh. Actually makes a ticking noise. Alright, and then there's blueprints here I'm supposed to look at.
The Blue Prince.
Oh my god, that's why it's called that?
Yup. It took me so long to figure it out.
This will serve you as a useful map and inventory log during your adventure. You may access the blueprint menu by pressing tab. Okay. What is the antechamber?
It's a complicated question, I think.
When I
Not
get
one I know the
to
answer to.
when I get to the antechamber, it makes the required chips I need to get higher every time, right?
I'll give you a -1 for that.
A -1. Okay. So now also this is like the 3 doors here. Okay. Day 1. I might just want to book it to the antechamber because I want to know what that is.
Pick a
What?
room. If you hit tab, you'll see where it's getting placed.
Oh, I placed the rooms myself.
Yes, indeed.
So I can get a bedroom, which will allow me to gain steps. I feel like that's better to place closer towards the middle. Closet, I get 2 items, but walking in there takes a step, and then walking out takes a step, and there's no other ways to go from there.
Hmm.
And a hallway, which gives me 3 ways to go. This is all very interesting. I think I'll start with the hallway. Just kind of play it safe.
I think it's hard to go wrong with connection point maxing, yeah.
I am noticing, at least for me, and maybe it's because I'm streaming it, it looks like the game is having some doors in the west wing are more likely to be locked. Well, thank you for telling me that. I think I'll go to the east then. Is that like always, or is that just for this one?
I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea.
Oh, okay, fantastic. I will go east.
I've
This kind of
played,
feels like a
10
horror
runs.
game.
I don't think it's a horror game. I compared it to Inscription. I think it's significantly less horror-y, but I can't promise there's no jump scares. I haven't seen a whole lot of it.
If there is a single jump scare, I am punching through my monitor. One of the funniest stories, and you were there for this, so you'll remember, one of the funniest stories that Connor always tells is when one Halloween we were all playing a Minecraft horror map,
Yep.
and for some reason there was a jump scare in it, and I flung from my chair. A journey noteworthy. As you continue on your adventure, you may want to consider getting something to scribble down your notes and observations. A pad, scrap of paper, or perhaps most fittingly, a journal will to be an invaluable tool you will not regret having beside you on the journey. Is that saying in the game I want something, or IRL I should have like a note-taking thing?
That's saying in real life, take notes. This is a puzzle game.
God fucking damn it. Okay.
I've just been using a Discord channel, but I might like get an actual little notebook because that feels
Hold on.
more fitting.
Okay, so as an artist,
Yeah.
when it comes to gift giving around, you know, birthdays and holidays, many people do
Mhm.
not know what to get me. My grandma used to get me buckets of wall paint.
Right.
I'll
course.
never remember. I'll never forget. I should say rather, the first year, my for Christmas, my nana got me a full bucket of red paint, nothing else. She was trying to be supportive, and I appreciate it, but fucking weird.
So fucking funny.
That being said, another gift I often get are these books. These kind of very old-looking, journal-y, kind of like D&D-esque books. And the
That's so
idea,
perfect for this.
the idea is that normally it's like, oh, you can draw in this or write in this or something like that. As a digital artist, have better tools. And I'll say this just to anybody else: pages that look like this are not good for drawing on in every day. All right, we have sketchbooks for that. That being said, this has never been used. I will use it here, so I'll have my own little book over here that I will use to write notes with. Okay.
Incredible.
Now, again, you could just see this painting here and be like, oh, it's 4 stars, but I'm seeing the 4 of diamonds.
Could be. There's a lot of playing cards.
Now, some people would see this as a staircase. I see this as DNA from Balatro.
Right, of course. The playing card metaphor keeps giving.
A corridor is always left unlocked. Corridor would just bring me up more. Den gives me a gem?
Yes,
go with the
indeed.
corridor. I just kind of want to get some moving. Okay. A tie. A drawn
Is that a
picture of a
playing
tie.
card somehow?
That is the... You could see this as a 1 or a 9 because of the loop up there. I don't know what suit it would be. Please tell me I can wear the hat. This fucking sucks.
Oh, it has to be playing card related because what goes with a suit?
A tie! Oh my goodness.
Holy shit. It's all coming
Chad.
together.
I don't think there's anything in this room. Spare room has nothing, just gives me a connection. Parlor gives me a puzzle piece? A piece of the puzzle! Yes!
That seems like exactly what you want.
Dude, this is actually kind of horrifying a little. This is the black box. This is the black box. The black box is not empty. Fuck you, man. Alright, what do we have here? The wind-up key, a component of the parlor game. Dear Herbert, it was a great honor receiving the invitation to dine at your estate with the Oldhams this past Thursday. If I'm being frank, it has been quite a while since we had been seen in decent society, and we were beginning to worry that my wife's wit had lost its charm. I have no delusions that my company is rival to hers. If I can refresh your memory, we both spent much of that evening discussing our mutual love of games and puzzles, and I had mentioned to you a rather singular parlor game I had played some years back involving 3 boxes of different colors. You had pressed me to write with the particulars of this game when I found the time, and I have included with this letter all the details you will need to share with guests should you be inclined to play this confounded game. Always your friend, M. Lowry.
I love all the voices coming out.
Listen, as someone who has been doing, non-professional but still voice work for all these years now, I might as well put these skills to use.
Mhm.
There will always be at least one box which displays only true statements, and one box which displays only false statements. Now, these both say at least, so it could be more. Only one
Yes.
box has a prize within, the other two are always empty. Okay. Are there any other... I don't think there's anything else to interact with. Now, those are drapes for what would theoretically be a window, and I know how how creating rooms in this game works, and that there may not actually be an outside area there, but I just find that interesting that potentially right in the middle right now there is some kind of like open area.
This is why they couldn't let you jump, because if you could jump over the tables and fucking break through the windows and escape.
All right, so we know at least one of these is telling the truth and at least one is telling a lie. So I think what we have to do is, and the last thing is that it's always only one box. Only one box has a prize within, the other two are always empty. So I think the way to solve this puzzle is to go and assume kind of down the line. So let's start with assuming this is correct. Then this is the one that is correct, that this is the black box, which means this would have to be a lie. The black box is not empty. Well, that still could be a truth or a lie. Well, no, hold on. The black box is not empty. That has to be true, right? Because... Oh, wait, no. It doesn't say the black box has a prize within. No, yes. One box has a prize within, the other two are always empty. No, that still doesn't say that the black box has to be the one with a prize in it. It's just saying one of the three boxes has a prize. Yeah, go ahead.
I fear you may be overcooking it.
What? It doesn't say that the black... Okay, I fully admit that it is potentially possible that I am overcooking here. But
let's look at the boxes again.
Okay.
One of those boxes are 3 different colors. Let's look at the white box.
This is the black box.
Do you think that's a true statement?
So you're telling me... So I assumed black box was the name of the game, not in terms of physical color, but in terms of like the actual kind of saying of a black box, a kind of room or area you keep things in. So you're telling me it's actually, these are talking about the color and not the proverbial black box that I'm looking for.
Yeah.
In which case these two are lying and this one is telling the truth that the black box is not empty, so I open this one.
Woohoo!
Okay.
Gems.
Okay.
I don't know why they decided to make that one the tutorial puzzle. I feel like it's needlessly confusing.
I feel like potentially if what you're trying to do here is create a good first puzzle, maybe naming the game Black Box, which is something that also specifically means something else, it's a little misleading. But I admit that perhaps I've gone into this expecting too much. Plus 10 steps, but if I took it, there's no other way out. I'd have to go all the way back.
Mm-hmm.
So, same with the storeroom. I get stuff, but there's no other way out. I think I have to take the den, though, so I can keep going.
The den's almost never a bad room to take, I feel like.
What the fuck do these gems do? I like this clock here a lot. You won't be able to see it, but on my far wall, I do actually have a clock like this, albeit it's not working.
That's sad. There are a
Yeah.
lot of clocks in this game.
They want to remind you that you're being timed. Gem requirement to get food. Pantry gives you money. Sorry, what the fuck would be the point of this? Is there a you need to piss? Neither I don't know about.
I've played like 8 days and I haven't needed to piss yet.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm assuming it's like
Oh.
also inscription like in that there may be more to the cards than there seems.
Okay. So it's letting me
Something to
see. It's letting me see out this one because there's no way to place a square over there.
That
So
makes sense to me.
unlike the parlor, which could potentially, I could wrap back around and have a room in there. There's no way for this one to ever have something over there. Oh, here we go. Every time I click on something, my entire game like freezes for a second. Mount Holly kitchen menu. Banana, $2. Club sandwich, $8. Chef salad, $5. Today's main course, glazed salmon, which gives you plus 20 steps, plus an additional 10 if you have an aquarium in your house, which I do not. And they cost 5 what, gems?
Dollars, which you have 0 of at the moment.
Oh. Okay. How do I... There we go. What does this say? Oh, is it the same thing?
Yeah. Did you
Okay.
want to take a look at your settings for a second, or do you want to just rock with it for now?
Yeah, I'll take a look at my settings. How do I... Game settings.
Game settings?
I guess graphics. I don't know.
Set that to 60, yeah.
Yeah.
And then maybe also just like tab out and tab back in for good measure. Let's see
Okay.
how that does.
Sure. Okay. I can't open this. I'm wondering if I should be writing down, pick the, like, what I see in these picture cards. And if it will have any future help. I'm not going to right now out of fear that it might be overcooking too much. But if I ever get the idea that it is going to come in helpful, I will start doing it.
Yeah, I think that's sensible. I think it's just like, again, I'm not that much further in the game. I don't know. It seems likely to me that they'll be relevant at some point, but I also like you see them so much. There's so many pictures.
Yeah. Whenever you enter chapel, lose $1. What happens if you have no dollars?
You can't go into debt. This isn't Balatro.
I wish I could rotate how the rooms are being placed.
That'd be good.
What happens if one room says there's a doorway leading somewhere, but the other room doesn't agree?
Do you want me to just tell you, or do you want to find out?
I think I'm going to have to find out.
How quaint.
Yes, very. This trunk is locked. There's a locked trunk here. Oh. Well, there you go. There you have it.
There you have it, folks.
Locksmith keys for sale. But again, I have no money. View inventory of all items currently in the house. I think I'm gonna do security just because it has more spaces.
I think that's sensible.
Although, admittedly, oh god, there's a cutscene. Oh god, there's a cutscene. Okay.
I think we're safe to talk during this one if you have things to say. I don't think there's any narration here.
Okay. I mean, I don't really have... I will say, this game, the kind of feeling of being in a giant house alone is a very real, actual fear of mine. Even when you know or have the expectation that there is nobody around, the idea that the space you are occupying is so big that you could never know all of it at once. The fact that there could be someone there, it's this very real feeling of like paranoia, right?
Yeah, I get that.
This game is giving it to me in spades. The addition of surveillance room is not helping.
Maybe it is a horror game. For you specifically.
For me
and nobody
specifically, maybe. I am terrified. I truthfully am. If I, on that monitor right there, start to see any other creature or anything move, I'm gonna piss myself in real life.
else.
Blue memos are true and red memos are lies. I will write this down.
That seems sensible.
Blue is true and red is a lie. Now, in the kitchen, there were two drawings on the fridge. One of them had a blue magnet keeping it up, and one had a red magnet keeping it up. I am wondering if that corresponds to what I'm seeing here. It would cost...
Seems worth considering.
It would cost 1, 2, 3, 4 steps to go back and look and then come back to this point. So...
I also think the pictures were like a vial and a bathtub, so I'm not certain what additional information you'll gain yet from knowing that.
That's true. That's true. View estate inventory. The following is a detailed list of items currently in the house that have yet to be collected. This list will be updated as new rooms are added. Alright, there's the one trunk because it's locked, and I haven't missed anything else.
Very
I
nice.
guess, let me see the keycard system. Security doors are doors within the estate that can only be unlocked with an electronic keycard. The keycard system is currently operational. Keycard system settings. Security level medium, offline mode, locked. Set security level. So the security level determines the amount of keycard security doors that will be deployed in your estate. You should expect to see 1 or 2 security doors with a low setting and 5 or 6 with a high setting. If I set it to low, change offline mode. This mode determines the default setting that security doors will be set to if power is lost during a blackout, for example. That's horrifying! The idea that the power in this place will go out Freddy Fazbear style chills me. Chills me. This isn't even, to my knowledge, a horror game. And I'm scared.
Isn't this music just so comforting and relaxing?
This game feels directly antagonistic towards me. Now,
Aren't you relaxed?
I'm something oh, that was the wrong play. Let me do that. There we go. I'm something akin to so fucked up.
You're gonna be okay.
As a general safety rule, Offline mode should be set to unlocked if any staff are working on the estate. I feel I'm staff.
You could be considered staff.
Let's return to security menu. Let's log into the network. Terminal password. Bathtub. Alright, well I tried.
Bathtub must have been the one with the red magnet.
True. Should I try Vile?
You could try Vile.
Vile.
I
Damn.
don't think you did.
Okay. Ugh, I don't like how that updates. There's a lot of rooms I'm looking around here. There's a vault.
There is a vault.
An open vault. There's several. I hate this. Can I go on the record and say I hate this?
You can. You can say whatever you want.
No, don't be
forever.
locked. That means I have to go this way. I'm going backwards. Weight room? Lose half your movement?
It's kind of rough, but it's the trade-off you get for 4 connection points.
Well, I already know it's actually only giving me 3 because I can't go into the parlor that way. Spare room and chapel let me move in the same direction, so I think spare room is the play.
Even if you can't like progress on this line, if you can find a key somewhere here, you can go back to security and go north from there.
Yeah. Whenever you draft a bedroom, gain 5 steps, but I don't have any gems. I guess I'm taking a bedroom.
Suppose you are.
Fishing pole.
Fishing rod.
Another trunk, which is locked. I am now...
That's a cool ass statue. I would have that
Dude,
in my room.
I was literally just thinking that. I was like, that is sick. Specifically because it's like flat up here. You could kind of use that as a table.
Yeah, yeah. It'd be so shitty and inconvenient.
But like,
It'd be awesome.
If you had your bed like right here with that next to it for your like, you could put your phone there to charge and stuff. Ooh. Greetings from Rethington. Now, Rethington, that's the guy who played Ultron, whatever his name is.
Is that true?
The guy who played Ultron also played a character named Red in what was that show? It was in the X-Files. One of those shows. All right, there's a woman here. She's wearing a moon necklace. That is the only thing of consequence I can see right here. It appears to be a crescent moon necklace.
James Spader, who also is Raymond Reddington.
Yes, thank you, James Spader.
I've seen a bunch of YouTube shorts with James Reddington.
It's a good
Or
show
Raymond
from
Reddington.
what I hear. Guest bedroom plus 10 steps, but no connections. I would immediately have to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, yeah, that's bad.
You'd immediately have to declare a thumb war, yeah.
Yeah.
The storeroom did have a key. So if you see another key thing, you may consider that for being able to go to security.
That's true. That's true.
You eat an apple.
I have gold now. Brigitte, please pick up some more fruit before Friday, as we have just been informed that we may have an extra guest exploring the house next week. 50 steps should be more than enough, so I think an even spread would be ideal. 5 apples, 5 bananas, 5 oranges. The enclosed amount should cover expenses, but please bring back any change from the order and leave it in the pantry tree. Interesting. So the workers know I'm here. And it would be comforting to see them, I won't lie.
That's not their job.
The grandfather clock from the beginning and a very ornate lock. Guest bedroom gives me 10 steps, but we've already talked about why that's a bad idea. The chapel gives me more connections, but I lose money. But I'm not really using the money for anything. The only room that I would need money for is the kitchen. And again, we've already talked about maybe not going back there is the best idea. And
And
laboratory.
you're not exactly hurting for steps at the moment either, so you don't really
Exactly.
need to buy food.
I would love to find out why this room keeps popping up. But not right now. Let's find God. Oh, that's fucking horrifying. Oh, what? Oh, that was them taking the coin. Okay. I don't like that.
Leaving a donation, like a good churchgoer.
Chess. It's a bishop, biblical, I understand, but still. A chess piece. There is sun coming in from the spare room.
How do you know that that's natural light?
You're right, I don't.
Maybe even the outside isn't natural light. Maybe this is like a, what's the show?
Severance?
No. Jim Carrey? And he's like on a TV show in the show?
Truman Show. No!
Truman
Don't be
Show.
locked, you fucking idiot! Okay.
Shirley storeroom.
No!
Well, get moving.
Oh
We got a
no!
long ways to go.
Oh, this is awful! Before I
Everything's
leave
gonna
this
be
room,
okay.
I have to make sure that there was nothing for me to grab, because I'm not coming back here. Oh, wait. They're numbered. Is this like a... Are we doing tarot cards now?
That was my first thought too.
One... Oh, wait, where's the 2? 1, 2.
I
Is
think
there a
3
s-
was next to 2, yeah.
There's 3.
These don't seem like tarot cards to me off rip, but like they might
No.
be.
And 5 was over here. Okay. Well, what are they trying to depict? 1 is holding... I can't even tell. Is that a hoe? That looks like
That
I'm like...
looks like a hoe to me, yeah.
So a farmer of some sort. Then a baker. Then... I mean, a pitchfork. Again, a farmer. Then 4 here is... I always forget which one is 4. Is 4... this one? Or this one?
Ivy is 4.
Ivy is 4. It looks like a chimney sweep, maybe? I think it's a
Maybe
chimney
these are
sweep.
the staff,
Could be the staff.
because like the hoe and pitchfork could be gardeners, and then maybe that's like the lord up at the top.
Yeah, because that's the maid. These are the guys who like train horses.
Yeah. And yeah, maybe that's
Well, it's like a knight queen thing. It's like the head of staff.
somebody. I don't know.
And then what is that up there? I can't even
think
tell.
that's the icon of the game on Steam.
Oh. There's also one behind here, but I don't think there's an angle of which I can glean anything from there. Interesting. I'm gonna write this down, I think, just in case this becomes potentially useful.
Sure.
Oh god, I accidentally pressed a button and I thought it was moving on its own, and Number 1 is a hoe. Number 2 is a cook. I'm doing it again. Number 3 is a farmer. 4 was a sweep. 5 is a maid. 6 is a horse tamer. And then our number 7 is the head of staff. We believe, at least.
That's the theory. That's the leading theory at the moment.
All right, let's head backwards now.
Wait, what do you mean I can play Wordle together on Discord?
Let's Wordle together.
Well, you know Wordle?
Yes.
It appears to be you can play Wordle with other people on Discord.
Effective for first week of December, payroll for all live outs and seasonal staff will be managed electronically. As your attendance will no longer be registered at morning roll call, it is doubly important that you do not fail to clock in and out at one of the electronic computer terminals of the estate. 2 of these terminals can be found at security, where the punch-out clock used to be, and in the laboratory. Any questions or concerns regarding this process should be directed and always to our house manager, Mrs. Babbage. Number 7 must be Mrs. Babbage. House manager.
That would make sense to me.
Mrs. Babbage. Terminal password. Why would you cross that out?
Because they're assholes.
It starts with an S. What's the name of the guy who put this in here?
Herbert S. Sinclair. Your grand uncle, I think.
That does not say Sinclair. I think it ends with an ND or like an NO. Maybe it's his middle name. Until further notice, the antechamber has been unlocked and access levers are no longer required to grant entry. Keycard access security doors are more likely to appear in the higher ranks of the estate. Likewise, as a redundant security measure, normal doors in the estate will also be more likely to be locked as you progress north. Oh, you. Oh, you.
Oh, hang on.
What?
Blue notes and red notes.
Blue notes and red notes! You're right! Only the blue notes are true. Which is, the keycard access security doors are more likely to appear in higher ranks, and so are locked doors. So the red note is a lie. So the antechamber is not unlocked. And access levers do require entry. So I do need an access lever to get into the antechamber. Okay.
That makes sense to me.
All right. So my whole plan of using my day 1 to get to the antechamber was I think in a mistake from the beginning, seeing as I also need to get an access lever from somewhere. Okay.
Well, where else are you going to find an access lever but in the rooms?
Suppose that is true. Yeah, I can't look at any of these things here. It's just this. Oh, there's another horse there. We're doing more chess.
Or see. The final riddle of this game is, in what shape does the horse move?
You know, that way. Okay.
Oh, I do know.
So the blue memo, it's the vial, is the correct one, I'm going to say. I don't know if this is true for only what I am doing right now, or if this will continue to be true for every part of the game. I remember at the beginning they said something about, like, wanting every day to be its own thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's doubly true with, will blue memos always be correct, or will there be times where the red ones are the correct ones?
Who's to say? Maybe there'll be other colors.
But for now, for this run at least, we will say the blue one is correct. For if a time comes where I need to have a correct answer to one of these things. I guess we could check this way in the den. I don't think I checked it. West Wing
Storeroom
Hall
has a key.
Oh, storeroom has a key. Thank you.
And also a coin and a gem. Good stuff.
Man on a boat. Rocking horse. A pawn.
Holy shit, it's all coming together now.
This is all very interesting. I have, I don't know where it's all going. I don't know where it's all going, Jay.
Fucking me neither. Let's find out together.
A raven. Okay. Well, now I have a key, so I can go up in the security room. This is a very good way to do dungeoning in Dungeons & Dragons. I think a dungeon with this kind of rules system would be very fun.
That would be cool, yeah.
After rank 8 has been, why am I only rank 5? What does that mean?
The ranks are like ranks and files.
Okay. So that would be rank 6. So after I get 2 more ranks, then I know the dining room would have a meal there for me?
That sounds right to me.
I think I'm going to take it also mainly because it gives me more places to go. Wow. Now, so the reason I'm doing this and trying to find this missing room is a plane, and someone is painting the earth.
Ooh.
This is the smile she gives you when you know you're going to be on bottom.
True. That's pretty true.
You know what? This is the first friendly face I've seen this entire game. I love him.
Shout out to the deer, my guy.
This is the blueprints right here.
Not even blue.
He's the U Prince.
What?
U like EWE.
That's sheep's.
Yeah, well, I'm not the U Prince. It must be him.
There might be sheeps in one of the rooms. You don't know that there isn't.
Have you ever encountered sheeps in the rooms?
I have not yet.
Items for sale. I do have coins now. 2 items plus 10 steps. Plus 10 steps, but no key, so it would be fucking a trail back anyway. Maybe it's the closet to get a key.
Could be. Yes.
Where's this other item? Is it the shoes?
It's the shoes.
It's the shoes! Occasionally save steps when traveling longer distances across the estate and grounds.
I'll be right
Okay.
back. 1 sec.
Do I have to equip those? No, I just have them. Fantastic. Another deer, you say? Now I guess I'll go the other way in the dining room. A boudoir, which just moves me up. A bunk room, which counts as 2 bedrooms. That's for if I have the thing that makes bedrooms give me more steps. Workshop, combine inventory to create new items. I'm gonna go with the
Upper
boudoir.
chart.
Oh, I have opened up into the boudoir.
I think it's boudoir.
The boudoir.
Oh, the boater.
I'm not gonna lie, this is not a very effective mirror.
Maybe somebody's just been in the shower for like 60 years and it's super fogged up. Oh shit.
Cinca Co. I'm gonna write down Cinca Co.
That's interesting. I was really curious to see how linear this game is in terms of like what you discover in what order. You have already found a thing that I have not found before.
Is that this?
Yeah, I've not seen the save.
Now, I don't believe at any point I have been given numbers to a degree that makes sense as a passcode. The only numbers I have written down at all are the ones for what I think the staff are. Interesting. Yeah, I have no leads on how to open that or what the code might be. I mean, I guess I did see like an ace and a 4
It
on the wall.
could be the playing cards.
It could be vile. How do I spell vile? A B C D E F G H I J K L M N O P Q R S T U V, and then G H A. So that's D. Let me see.
This is peak content.
Chai JKL. Enter.
It's not vile.
It's not vile.
Well, now we know.
Well, now I know that there's a safe in this room. If it's always in this room or not, that is the question. Oh, there's the safe there!
Yo,
They got it as a Christmas present?
it would appear that way.
Interesting.
I mean, if you're in the type of family that sets up an elaborate will to give their whole estate to you only if you solve their puzzle, also seems like maybe the type to give you a safe for Christmas.
Here's another question. Who takes a Christmas picture with nobody in it? What
Same type of people who leave this fucked up will.
The presents are not open. Only one is open, and it's not even fully unwrapped. Someone started opening the safe, and it said, "Everybody get out of the picture. I want to take a picture right now."
The mannequin's there.
That's right. The mannequin is there. Maybe that's the you, Prince. Oh, wait. This says 10.
10.
Well, this doesn't give me anything to go off of. There's a 10 here.
You could try 10. It might be 10.
Holy shit. Wait, what if it's 10? It wasn't 10.
Fuck.
I'm in shambles. I'm in shambles. Another puzzle. A nursery. I'm good with the puzzle.
It's the only non-dead end option. Seems sensible.
The clock of the tire back.
Holy shit.
There's darts here. Oh, there's a code to put in here? Nah. Nah. Oh, there's fucking math symbols here. That's awesome. That's so cool. That's me. I love math. There's a little bar here.
Fetch yourself a beer. I wonder how old the protagonist is at the time of this. I
Old
think he's-
enough to be exploring a house by themselves.
Yeah.
So at least
But
of
does it-
legal age.
Does the type of family to set this up all seem like the type of family that like takes especially close care of their children?
I don't think this family seems like anything. What just happened? Okay, that's saying 5 and 1, so maybe I press 6.
Oh.
That's 18, and then something with the 10. Maybe that's a minus symbol. Maybe that's 18 minus 10 is 8?
No.
17 minus 3 is 15. Right?
No.
Is it 14?
It's 14.
3, maybe it's times 3 is 9? I'm so good at this! Okay.
You fucking cracked. Holy
Oh
shit.
no! Am I doing PEMDAS now? Am I doing fucking PEMDAS? Okay. So it's 12 times 4 is 48. No. Yes? Yes. Yes. 12 times 4 is 48. Minus 7, which would be 41. But that's not an answer here, so let's try it in the other way. 12 minus 7 will be 5. Times 4 is 20. Let's just do the 20.
Hell yeah.
They call me the Mathemizer, bro. They call me the equal. They call me Mathma Morbius.
That puzzle is one of the few things I watched Northern Lion do before I decided to stop watching him and play the game myself. So I don't have a good estimate of how long that would have taken me, but I feel like I can pretty certainly bet you that that was way faster than I would have done it.
Well, to be fair, there's math symbols right here.
Right, but I would have been like, oh, I can press buttons, and then I wouldn't exit out the interface till I've solved the puzzle.
That's fair. Okay, cool. I got 2 more keys, which I can use. I know there are lockboxes in the courtyard, and I think in the spare bedroom. So I can go back there if my journey... Oh, or I could just use the fucking lock right here, I guess. Leads to a room of a color of your choice. Grey Hall, 7 locked doors?
Might be a little light on keys for that one.
But if I have just 1 key, right, which I do, I can go up, which gets me 1 space away from the antechamber. Now, that being said, I know I probably still don't have what it takes to get in there. But... And the other thing is, these other ones don't have connections. Secret Passage leads to a room of a color of your choice. So the best I can do is move me backwards, right? Well, Grey Hall has a chance of moving me forwards, is what I'm thinking.
Well, Secret Passage is moving you to the right, and the next room is going to be to the right of it. So it's not backwards necessarily, but it's not closer to the antechamber.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah, let's do it. A paintbrush. A
Holy
cross...
shit.
What?
They're referencing your real life birthday presents.
Holy shit! No, they're listening to me. My two favorite things: art and beer. Ah. Oh, okay. So this is how I choose. The Halls of Holly. So that's halls are orange. Green Thumb. Courtyard areas. The key to the bedroom. Bedrooms. Red Rover. So far, that's only the chapel, and I know the laboratory, and Gold Sink. Gold being the kitchen, places where you spend money. I have money, let's take Gold Sink.
Cool.
Oh, this is fucked up and creepy.
You
No fu- Alright.
have a key. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. Everything's okay.
Luxury items for sale. Special cost bypassed? What does that mean?
I think what it means is you've drawn 3 rooms with a gem requirement, but you have no gems, but it doesn't want to be like, fuck you.
I see. Okay.
So you get one of them for free.
Let's see what luxury items are in sale. That's so much
Good
money!
Lord.
I have 4 coin! I have 4!
What do these even do?
It will not tell me. The master key. Wait, hold on. Master key opens all normal doors. Okay, wait. Emerald bracelet costs. You do not have to pay the gem costs of all floor. You do not have to
So
pay
you
the
can
gem
just
costs
get
of
your
floor
gem
plans.
rooms for free.
So there's that. There's the master key, which opens all normal doors. Chronograph. While drafting, you may rewind time after drawing new floor plans. You are more likely to draw tomorrow rooms while drafting. What the fuck's a tomorrow room?
It's a great question.
And silver spoon. Whenever you gain steps from eating, gain twice that many steps. Well, those are all fantastic items. I can't use them. So we're going to the East Hall wing. We've made it to the other
Awesome.
side over here. It's that plane drawing again. We have what looks like a window with snow covering one of the boxes there. I wonder if that means
Speaking of
anything.
windows,
Yes, we also have windows because we've made it to the other side. Hey, why did the chicken cross the mansion?
I don't know why.
To get to room 47? Is it 47?
46.
I was close.
You were.
You piece. You piece.
It's fine. There's a storeroom right here. Oh, but imagine.
It's only a mail room. A package will be delivered here the day after drafting this room.
I bet you that's a tomorrow room.
Yeah, that looks like it. I don't have the gems for either of these. Nor do I have anywhere to get a gem, so I guess mailroom's my only option. See if there's at least anything I can interact with. Hey, it's Syncaco again!
Yo!
Maybe this means if Syncaco is also the delivery service, perhaps when they deliver, it will give me some kind of idea as to what the code will be. Oh wait, there's a code right there. 345678. That's not a code. That's a sequence from 3 to 8. I mean, I'll try it because I think I'm gonna have to go backwards anyway. I'll write it down really quickly. 345678. If that's the code, I'll piss.
Promise?
Simon P. Jones, Mount Holly Estate, Fen Aries 63080. Also gonna write down these numbers I see here. 63080 and SKR 6789. That's just again a sequential series. From Dad.
Are you writing these with like context, or are you just like writing the numbers to try?
I'm just writing them to try.
I think that's
Well, Syncaco we know this is all related to Cinco Co. It's all below the Cinco Co. like heading I have.
That makes sense.
Can I open this?
Yeah, you can. Next page.
Okay, this is from Dad. Hey, buddy. How's it going up there in that big house? I think most people would be pretty scared being alone for this length of time. I agree! But I have a feeling you're doing just fine. I imagine you happy as a clam, perfectly content on the estate, with the exploration and opportunities for adventure that present themselves each day. As I'm writing this, you're currently in the garage packing the tent. I want to try to post this letter before we depart tomorrow, so there is a chance to arrive during your first few days on the estate. But with all the preparations, I'm not sure I'm going to find the time. Well, you did. It's gotten here immediately somehow. There's so much I want to say, and I'm sure I'll forget to tell you Friday night. Sometimes it's easier for me to just jot this stuff down. You're yelling at me right now to come bring you a pillowcase. Hold on a second, I'll be right back. I can tell you're really excited, but I think you might feel a little guilty about being so happy the day after the funeral. Believe me, I know how long Uncle Herbert worked on setting this up for you. And I know from our conversations just how much happiness this final project brought him. So do the both of us a favor and be excited. The house really is amazing. I know it's been almost 7 years since we were last up there, and I'm really curious to hear just how much you remember from those summer trips. You've always been smarter than me in this kind of thing, so I'm not sure how much guidance or inspiration I can offer before your trip that will actually be useful to you. Despite my best intentions, I'm sure that Friday I'll end up leaving you with a few of my overused cliche expressions when we say farewell. Later, alligator, Dad. And P.S. Get some sleep each night. Don't spend all your time each day playing Dirigiblocks?
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 Dirigiblocks.
Thanks, Dad. I'll try my best not to. I am going to write down my home address, I think.
In case you need to know how to get there.
Yeah. My home. 1809 Alice Drive. You know, I heard Alice isn't dead.
Did you? Did you know?
Fen Aries 63022. Wait a second. Our home address is Fen Aries 63022, and this address is Fen Aries 63080. I live super close to here.
I think the last 5 digits there are the postal code. So they're not necessarily the closest, but not necessarily
I still live in Fen Aries.
furthest.
Where is Fen
I don't-
Aries?
I'm gonna Google that and see if it's real. Yeah, all the results are blueprints. I don't think it's a real place.
Well, it's real in this setting.
Yeah, not real for us.
Utility room fuse box. More detailed instructions will be sent by electronic mail to this address client has provided. Press any button above to activate blue. Press a blue indicator next to a red indicator to activate purple. 5 purple indicators are needed to activate the 6th. What? Oh, there's a thing there. 453478. What is that digit? Is that a 2? I think that's a 2. Which
That's a 2, yeah.
go write that one down too. 453478 There's a bunch of boxes here. Now I don't have any inkling towards opening any of them or any of that. This is a very interesting room. Please return all correspondence and packages addressed to Denny Rivane to sender, as he is no longer employed with our staff. Oh, it's this something down there. I can't read that. right here, I don't know if you can see it, but under this ink, there's some words there. But it's way too small for me to read.
Maybe you'll find a magnifying glass or something.
Yeah. Okay. I'll write that name down on near the maybe he was one of the people who worked here, right? So yeah, he's a former staff. Denny Bavane, former staff. Okay. Now this is the fuse box to where? Utility room. I don't think I've found a utility room. Or the utility room, I should say.
Not at the moment.
But when I do, the way to get it is you press any button and it makes the button blue. If you press a blue indicator next to a red indicator, it makes it purple. And then 5 of them need to be purple in order to activate the 6th one. And theoretically, once that 6th one is done, you're in. So here, I'll write this down too, I guess. Press button for blue. Press blue next to red for purple. 5 purples needed to make 6. Well, now if I find the utility room, I have another puzzle to get to. I think that's everything of interest in this room.
There was a lot of interest in this room.
There was a lot of interest in this room. Okay.
Anyway, time to get fucking running, I guess.
Yeah.
Put those shoes to good use.
Yeah, because the...
You going back to the chapel or the entrance hall?
Well, no, I want to go back
wait.
to the boudoir.
The one in front of you is locked, right?
This was locked.
Okay.
I want to go back to the boudoir.
Then yeah,
Which is...
the boudoir.
Just move that way and then down one.
And then after that, we'll see what we can figure from there.
I will try everything I put in there. All these things I've written down and see if any of them work.
1 million numbers.
So first we're just going to try the 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nope. We will try the 6, 3, 0, 8, 9. And we will try 4, 5, 3, 4, 7, 8, 2. Damn, none of those worked.
It was worth a shot.
Then... yeah, both of the chapel rooms are locked. I have no keys. So I have to go back to the entrance hall.
Chapel rooms? Ain't that the bitch who wrote Hot to Go?
Alright.
I'm
Damn,
sorry for calling her a bitch.
I never got to rank 8, so I get no fucking meal.
That's tragic.
That is tragic. Bedroom doesn't actually lead me there, so I need to go to the courtyard and back this way. Oh, you can see the time of day changing.
Ooh.
Into the parlor. Down to the corridor. Leads me back here.
Your running shoes are kind of putting in work. I'll tell you that much.
Aren't they? Wait. This is a red memo! This was a lie!
You motherfucker!
God damn! Okay.
Do you think they're less likely to be locked or the same amount of likeliness?
I would assume same amount. Rumpus room.
Holy shit, the rumpus room.
Maid's chamber. Less likely to find items laying around in your house. This counts as 2 bedrooms. Alright, well, maid's chamber is the only one that, like, actually brings me anywhere. Plus might give me lore, TM.
Lore TM would be cute.
Mila.
Mila.
And it's the
Wait.
the wings exactly like we saw before.
Yeah, with the broom. Oh my god.
So that is number 5, the maid is Mila. Oh, that has to be them!
Holy shit.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them, which means 7 workers plus Mr. Sinclair.
Well, yeah. I was gonna say, is one of those you, the main character? But I don't think that's true.
No, none of those is us. Hold on, I wrote down their professions. So we see the maid Mila there. Presumably the woman sitting down is Mrs. Babbage. One of those two must be the cook. We have the sweep. I wrote down the guy wearing the red jacket as like a horse tamer. Perhaps he's just a bellhop, and I was maybe confused about that. Okay.
He was holding a whip, though.
Was holding a whip. You're right. How upset do you think the maid would be if I put on her outfit and started doing the Ludwig dance? Are we getting like potentially pissed off vibes from that, or?
I don't think you need to care about what anybody else thinks of you.
The day we all dreaded has finally arrived. It is with unprecedented sadness that we inform you of the death of our benefactor, employer, and master, the Baron of Mount Holly, H.S. Sinclair. Any staff who have an interest in attending services may contact Mrs. Babbage for details. And following the instructions left behind by the Baron himself, effective immediately, all work at Mount Holly is suspended. All live-in staff will have 1 month paid leave and must vacate the premises by Friday, November 6th. Mrs. Babbage.
November 6th.
November 6th?
What day is it?
Like today in real life?
No, not in real life. In the game.
I don't...
On the mailroom, there was...
Oh, yeah.
There was
the
a
mail
date.
had a date.
There was a date...
Oh.
I don't know if it wasn't the current date. It was the date it was mailed. But he said...
That should tell you something.
It should tell me... It should give me an idea of how close we are. And I didn't write it down because I'm a moron.
You've been writing a lot of stuff down. And, like, you'll have another chance to see a mail room, even if it's not the same one.
Oh, the maid's chamber... I should have been looking. It doesn't even actually let me move on.
That's okay.
Okay, but all the staff, I'm going to write down that they needed to leave by November 6th. Leave by Nov 6th. Okay. Damn. Okay, I'm going to have to look back at the VOD after this and find out what day is on there so that I can write it down. How did you move here so quickly?
It's a coil head from Lethal Company.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
Back to the main hall.
God damn it. Well,
Did you miss it?
hey, keys for sale.
You want some
This is-
fucking gems?
I guess so. Oh god, I have to go downstairs. Oh! Well, this is quite a nice room, actually.
Cool.
And yeah, this is the coat of arms from before, I believe. MCCXIII.
1,213, I think. M's 1,000, right?
MCCXIII. Maybe that's the code for the safe. All right, this is basically my last room, so let's make good use of it, yeah. All right. What? Okay. Effective the first week of December, payroll for all live-out and seasonal staff will be managed electronically. As your attendance... Okay, right. We saw this before.
Mhm. It's still crossed out, which is fucked.
It's still crossed out. They really covered their tracks there. The commission, whatever the fuck, will be closed from day 12 to day 16. Sorry for any inconvenience. Now that's in red, so that's just a fucking lie.
That's just straight up not true.
So I don't have to worry about that at all. Without. With prayer, without crime. Amen. The fuck does that mean?
Crowbar represent crime to you?
What else do you do with a crowbar?
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. What does a crowbar represent crime to you? Why does a knife represent stabbing someone? I don't know.
I don't know, maybe you just gotta open something that's real stuff.
Oh! This is the game Dad was talking about, Dirigiblocks.
Holy shit.
So then there must
Look
be...
at the store, just spend your coins in this.
There must be some way to get this game on. I'm imagining. Maybe I'm looking into that too heavily. Annual Maids Day sale, 2 days only. All items up to 50% off. All staff welcome, day 20 and 21.
Maid's Day. Now that sounds like a holiday I could get behind.
I can buy a gem, I can buy a salt shaker, I can buy a sledgehammer?
Yeah.
Maybe a sledgehammer lets me open up the doorways that are like blocked off.
Maybe it lets you kill zombies.
Yeah, I mean, I'll buy a gem. This was my last room anyway. Because now I have to go back and I'm done.
07.
Alright. You've pushed yourself to the very edge of exhaustion and must now return to your campsite to get some rest. You can continue your search tomorrow, however, the house might be a little different. Okay. Let's move on.
What if the ending... Oh, I think you just get past this by clicking. What if the ending is this kid just gets like mauled to death by a bear in his campsite because he's not allowed to stay in the house?
Yeah, right there. He's at a campsite. That's crazy. I got so close to the chamber, yet so far, man.
You'll have another shot.
That was a pretty good day, I have to say. I think that was a pretty good, I think for a day one, I did a lot of exploring, a lot of finding out.
Absolutely.
We did a lot of fucking around and a lot of finding out, which are the two tenets of any society.
Exactly. Yeah, good stuff.
Alright. The question is, do we go for another day, or do we move on to a different game?
I'm good with either.